Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here, my name is Sophie Waddington and on this channel we talk about all things manifestation and mindset. So if that is your vibe, come and click the subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos. So I have just finished doing a live stream. I've been doing a few live streams recently on YouTube because it's one of the things that makes me shit my pants. I don't know why, but it does. I had to turn the comments off today though because last time I got fucking trolled. Everyone was saying that I was a yapper, which was like, oh, how rude. I am a yapper. I've been doing these live streams and I really like them because they are giving me the vibe of my old school style podcasting that I used to put on just audio podcasts over the past few years. Very unfiltered and very chatty, whereas these YouTube videos I feel like I have to be a bit more clean cut to keep everybody's attention. Anyway, that's irrelevant, let's move on. I just wanted to share with you that it's absolutely fine to evolve and to change your mind, because that is something that I am doing right now. I am evolving and I am changing my mind, which means that the stuff that I share on this channel will be slightly different. Not much. It's still going to be very manifestation and mindset, but just sharing from a slightly different perspective to what I've done so far. And this isn't my first rodeo, guys. I have evolved before. I have changed my mind before. I went from teaching law of attraction to law of assumption, and now I feel drawn to moving from law of assumption into teaching more from a place of that you are consciousness and that you are source experiencing itself in the 3D world. So, I mean, it might not be dramatically noticeable, but it is a bit of a weird feeling when you talk about something for so long and then you're like, actually, I've changed my mind. And I was watching another creator who I really like. She's called Ellie in the 4D. And she was talking about this quote from a book called Freakonomics. I haven't read the book. And she said in this book there was a quote that said the two hardest things for people to say are, I don't know, and I've changed my mind. And I just thought, how true is that? Because it's very difficult sometimes to say, actually, my opinions have changed, my understanding of something has changed, I don't identify with that anymore. And that's really what we've got to do in manifestation as well. You know, like that is how we create something new, is we have to allow ourselves to discard what we've always known and know something new. So it's quite fitting, really. So when I started in 2021, I spoke just about law of attraction. I learned the same way most other people do through The Secret, Rhonda Byrne, who is amazing. And I subscribe to all of the law of attraction stuff. So I focused very heavily on becoming like a high vibration, you know, staying in a high vibe in order to attract experiences that were of a high vibe. I would talk a lot, like if you go back to my earlier episodes, I'll talk about the universe. I will talk about vibes, as in like raising your vibration. I was very much in that world. And a lot of the stuff that I see now that is taught around law of attraction, I look at it and I think, what the fuck? I'm actually going to put a picture of an example. This is no hate to the person who wrote this. It's completely anonymous. It's just out of a random law of attraction group somewhere. I don't even know which group it was in, but I'm in a few of those. And I just thought, no, this to me sounds a bit batshit now. But there was a time where I would have done this kind of stuff. So if you're listening, I haven't got the quote in front of me because I'm just recording this now, but it's basically saying about, you know, writing somebody's name down, pouring honey over it, and then putting their name in the freezer. And I read that now and I'm like, what the fuck? But there was a time that you would find a number of men in my freezer. So no hate, but I wish so much that I had come across manifestation from the point at which I'm at now, from the perspective of which I'm going to talk about on this channel, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So I used to teach all of the law of attraction stuff. I would be doing a lot of rituals. I even had a membership that was based around law of attraction, like I was a law of attraction gal, okay? And then I came across the law of assumption, and I started getting really into the law of assumption, which was much less magical, much less focused on high vibrations, and much more focused on like the neuroscience and the subconscious rewiring, and you know, how the reticular activating system works, which are all very valid. Like, they are all stuff that I've talked about on this channel recently. You know, I talk about those things right up until this point. And there'll be certain things that I'll mention still going forward. But in the last few weeks, I have gone deeper into an awareness of what the fuck's going on when it comes to conscious creation. And I don't know why, it's just happened that way. And I think it happens that way for most people, that you can hear information as much as you want and you can understand it intellectually, but you don't necessarily know it. You don't know it like you know it. Do you know what I mean? Probably not, because that doesn't really make any sense. But, you know, there's a difference between understanding something and deeply knowing what that is and actually how to embody that. And that's where I feel like I have reached now, and I'm fucking thrilled about it, guys. But it is difficult to say. I'm not going to talk about all the things that I've just been preaching about for the last 3 years. I'm moving on now. So I'll tell you a little bit about where I'm at right now, is zooming right out. So if you imagine, like, to me, this is just my opinion, to me, law of attraction is very much based on doing shit. It's very, very much based on doing. You need to be writing a gratitude list. You need to be getting yourself into a high vibrational state. You need to be adding to your crystal collection. You need to be doing. It's very active in its approach. That's what I experienced when I was in that world. Law of assumption is less so, but it still requires a lot of work. So it still requires you to be rewiring, which is something you'll have heard me talk about a million fucking times. It still gives this impression that there's work to be done. So we'll talk about self-concept work, or, you know, even like healing. Sometimes I didn't really talk much about that, but again, like, that could be a part of it. There's something to do. Whereas now, teaching from this point, or speaking from this point, I don't really like saying teaching, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking teaching, aren't I, really? That's what I'm doing. I'm sharing information in the hopes that somebody will learn something. So teaching from the perspective of that I am and you are just source, and source doesn't have to do anything to get anything. And that's actually very difficult to teach, because there's only so many ways that you can explain that. Whereas if you're teaching something like law of assumption, or especially law of attraction, there's endless fucking things that you can share. There's techniques coming out of your ass that you can do for law of attraction. But I feel very called to speak from this place now. So the content on this channel will be based from a concept of, like, I am. That's who I am. I just am that person. I am that person, and that's what I experience, and that's it. And I don't need to do anything to get to that place. So that's where I'm going to be sharing from. And if you are new to manifestation and you're watching this and you've not been introduced to law of attraction, or maybe you've just heard of it a little bit and you've not been introduced to law of assumption or subconscious rewiring, I beg you, I beg you to stick with this way of learning, like learning from the perspective that you are source. It's zoomed right out to that you are consciousness, that you are source, that you are the creative power. You're also the person experiencing that creation, you know, you're also the human part of you, but that you are source and that you don't need to do anything to get something. And actually, it's the doing things that are keeping you away from the desire that you have, from the thing that you want to experience in your life. The doing, or the feeling like you need to do something, or that you need to fix yourself, or that you need to rewire yourself, I can see personally now that's not as helpful as I thought it was. And if you understand from the start, not that it's too late for you guys, you know, if you've been well into the content that I share or content that other people share on law of attraction or anything, it doesn't matter. It's just I'm just speaking to the beginners, like the people who are fresh into the manifestation world. Rather than having to go the whole fucking way around to discover this, I would really recommend just sticking to this concept, like that you are the god of your reality, because you are. And doing all of the active manifesting can definitely keep you stuck in that like hamster wheel of manifestation techniques and content and tools, and never getting there, you know, always feeling like there's something missing. Let's start from here. I'm going to do a separate video talking about this perspective. I just wanted to make this quick little video to share that with you for anyone who has been with me for a while. We're going through another evolution, guys. We're evolving. And that's exciting. I'm excited to share with you from that perspective. And I really feel like even though it's much more abstract, it's also much simpler. So I'm excited. That's it, guys. Bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe.